2 Minute Warning Crew, what's good? Thank you for joining us live here on Thursday night. A beautiful night of Thursday night football coming up tonight. As always, joined by my special co-host, Timothy Spooney. Spooney, how's it rocking tonight, man?
You know, Shim, I was cool until I saw reports about Zeke Elliott's situation. I know we'll get to that later on. So
for sure, yeah.
Last week against Green Bay, we lost, and now this. Oh my God.
Tough news to drive home from work on, man. But yeah, let's get into it. Thursday night, baby. Tonight, what do we have? We have the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the Carolina Panthers tonight. So tonight we're going to get a look. The Eagles will be starting without their right tackle in Lane Johnson tonight, Spoonie. As most can recall, when Johnson was out last year, during those 10 games last year, it didn't look exactly like the same Philly team that we were accustomed to. But I actually won't discredit the Eagles' chances tonight due to the right tackle change because we saw this young man, Tim, say it with me, Halapulavati Vatai. It's a tongue twister, and I'll give anybody no looking on Google. I'll send you a $1 gift card if you can spell his name correctly. But he's going to come in, and he came on in the second half last week when Johnson got a concussion, and there was very little drop-off from the first half when he came in the second half. Right. What I will hold against the Eagles is that it's on a short week, and they're traveling to a team, and they're facing a pretty stout defense in the NFL. I believe there won't be enough time to game plan for Newton in that offense. I think they can sneak out a close one tonight, Tim, a real close one tonight. I have the Panthers taking this one in a surprising fashion, 23-22.
Well, you know what, Shim, I always say you're very very nice when it comes to some of these matchups. I look at the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, they had a good win against the Cardinals, probably the best win of the season as far as points. But you beat the Cardinals, a struggling team. You're home. The guys who show up, who don't show up every week, like Torrey Smith and Alshon Jeffrey, still hasn't done anything now. But you're traveling to the Carolina Panthers, who I think is a better team, face better opponents. And we're talking about Cam Newton, who's having a season a couple of years ago that landed him in the Super Bowl. The numbers are better this year. And the weapons, we're talking about guys like Kelvin Benjamin, Funches, Ed Dixon. We're talking about guys that, I mean, let's keep it real. We was dogging them out the whole offseason. When Greg Olsen went down, we thought it was over. To Cam Newton, oh no. Superman thinks the fun has begun. He has saved, he's thinking that the Carolina is a metropolis right now. So, Shim, I got the Carolina Panthers winning this game 35-14.
What was that score? I'm sorry.
35-14.
Oh, okay.
In the way.
Smashing the Eagles tonight. Oh, woo! All right. I got him in the nail biter. You got him in a sweeping fashion. I kind of like this. All right, let's dive on in, I should say, to the Sunday games where we're going to see Miami. They're traveling to indoors to face Atlanta Falcons. I had the Dolphins, Tim. I had them pegged for about, I believe, 5 to 6 wins this season back in May when we did our predictions. Then the news about Tannehill going down made me believe that even if Matt Moore was coming in, I view them pretty much as like identical talents with Tannehill getting the benefit of the doubt in the scrambling department. But when it comes to pocket passing, I didn't think there was too much of a difference with Matt Moore's game compared to Ryan Tannehill. So I thought the 5 to 6 wins was still an accurate prediction. But then they went and signed Jay Cutler because of the Gaze relationship, and it's turned out to be abysmal. The Dolphins' defense has been keeping them afloat for the most part, which is, you know, their middle-of-the-pack defense for the most part. So that's what's surprising. And what's even worse, Jay Cutler has a higher average per carry than Jay Ajayi does right now.
Right.
Sorry, Tim. I got this sweeping fashion for me in this game. Atlanta Falcons are just going to stun the Dolphins. 31-16.
Well, for all you Miami Dolphins fans out there, just take your dollar bill and just raise it up. You know, the dollar bill, the one that Well, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. So Shim, you know, it's bigger than a Falcon in real life. Everybody knows that. But see, I think this is going to be the game where we're going to see the Falcon swim right over with the Dolphins that pick them up. Dude, because that's what's going to happen this Sunday. You know, Tevin Coleman, we have Freeman, we have Julio Jones, you got Taylor Gabriel. Even though they went out with injuries against Buffalo, they had a bye week. The bye week came in a good time. The Miami Dolphins right now, they're calling for a new quarterback. When you have your quarterback, when you hear chants like Matt Moore, and you're Jay Cutler. That don't sound too good. And now the issue with Jarvis Landry, now he's meeting with the commissioner about his off the field issue a couple of months ago. Distraction City in Atlanta. I have the Falcons winning this game 28-0.
Nice. Next game, we got the Chicago Bears traveling to the Baltimore Ravens. It's good to see for the Bears fans that they finally decided to sit Glennon and let Mitch Trubisky get some playing time and experience in a season that has little meaning at this point now for Chicago. On the other end of the spectrum, this is a game in which Baltimore really needs to show that they're capable of beating a lesser opponent and are able to capitalize on games where they have the matchup advantage. Flacco needs to pull his head out of his ass and get that offense on par with the defense, Tim. I have the Ravens taking this game 24-13.
Well, Shim, it was a funny. One of my buddies was playing me in fantasy last week, right? And the funny part was I was up by, like, say 10 points. I had wide receiver Deontay Thompson. Right. He had Mitch Trubisky. He was going ballsy now. This is what happened. Long story short, a touchdown was a tip pass right into the tight end's hands. Then right after the play, he did a 2-point conversion. My boy was up by less than a point. So I'm nervous because Deontay Thompson is not starting. He's only doing special teams, only doing kick return. That's it. Tariq Coleman is doing punt returns. Exception to Harrison to Minnesota Vikings, all of a sudden, he lost points. I won the game. Same thing happening, Shim. I see the Baltimore Ravens winning this because Trubisky is not ready yet.
No,
he's raw. Only played 13 games in North Carolina. I mean, and then the receiving corps is all brand new from what they wasn't in Green Bay. So it's a whole new different thing going on. It's whole crazy. So I see Baltimore going crazy itself, winning this game 21-0.
Nice. Another shutout. Cool.
Shout out City.
Bringing it down. Oh, we got an interesting matchup here. It's going to be the Browns and the Texans. We almost had a Deshaun versus a Deshaun matchup. But thanks again, Browns, for keeping that QB list going with starters. Going like the Energizer Bunny. I had passing doubts with both quarterbacks coming in from out of college. More so with Kaiser, but my God, has Watson really proved me wrong early on. His accuracy looks stellar so far, and it's been such a resurging feeling in Houston knowing that the team has a legitimate quarterback for years to come, Tim. I know Hopkins is finally smiling. But on the other end of this, on the other end of the matchup, there isn't much to brag about. We've been talking about daily fantasy breakouts for players like Duke Johnson and even Ricardo Lewis last week, but those have yet to even come to fruition. And we understand it's young guys in Cleveland, obviously, but you would think with such young talent they would be able to put it together, especially with a coach like Hugh Jackson, who's very good with an offense and usually very good with the quarterback. So ultimately, I didn't think the Browns are going to have a very fun Sunday, Tim. I got Houston taking this one 38-16.
Wow. Well, Shim, here's the thing. Losing JJ Watt was very big, out for the year. Losing Whitney Mercilus was crazy, out for the year. So now we have the Houston Texans going in there with two unproven rookies, Cole and Zach Cunningham. You have you don't have that much experience at the linebacker spot. You do have Jadeveon Clowney now, who has to become the same animal he was last year. That's going to be kind of tough now. The secondary is still pretty decent. But the one thing I love about this Houston Texans that's better than last year, they have a quarterback who's having a Dak Prescott-like year this season. I mean, I know listen, the Chiefs, well, they're 5-0. Deshaun Watson had a pretty good game against them. And now we're seeing DeAndre Hopkins becoming that wide receiver that we all know who he is because he has a quarterback not named Savage, Whedon, or the other guys. Quarterback, but the guy's going up every week. Cleveland Browns. So now they decided to start Kevin Hogan and bench Deshaun Kaiser, the rookie.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say this. If you have any of those guys in fantasy like Njoku, Crowell, Duke Johnson, maybe Higgins, okay, use them for that. That's the only way you might get some points. Other than that, during a real football game, they ain't scoring against this Houston Texans team. I have the Houston Texans winning 28-0. Put it in the bag.
There's the hat trick of laying the egg so far in your schedule. I like it. We got Green Bay traveling to Minnesota for the 5th game of this week. It doesn't seem to matter if the Vikings start Bradford or Keenum for the week, as both have been producing, but it seems the table is turning in the run department for both of these squads, where the Packers may have found a shining light in Aaron Jones in the backfield, and the Vikings have lost one of their playmakers in rookie Dalvin Cook. A bigger blow to the team than most think, as McKinnon just doesn't have the same skill set, even for the rookie. He just had an elusive way, was doing great out of the backfield and was a huge weapon for them. This Packers defense also wasn't playing at a higher level than expected, so I look for Rodgers to have quite a day against a notably good division rival. Packers 27, Vikings 18.
See, Shim? It's like, I really hate you. It's us last week. It's just Aaron Rodgers. He just, I don't hate him. Hate is a strong word. It's Shim. He just that good. It's like you don't give him 2 seconds on the clock. Maybe don't give him no seconds. Nothing. Just put the ball away. You can't give this man nothing. The man does it all the time. Overtime wins, Hail Marys. Don't give him the ball back. Don't give him the ball back. But you know what, Shim? Minnesota has a defense that my Dallas Cowboys don't have. They have a pretty good defense. They have mobility at the quarterback with Case Keenum. He's surprising people. They have wide receivers to compete against their wide receivers. They got a decent running game to compete with the Green Bay Packers. So, okay, here's the thing. Devontae Adams, Jordy's not feeling too good. He was out the whole 4th quarter for some reason. Upset. I have the Minnesota Vikings winning 28-21 at Lambeau Field. And this time, Minnesota Vikings will play keep away and not give Rodgers the ball at the end.
Well said. We're going on to the next matchup where we got Detroit Lions traveling to face on the New Orleans Saints. Now, the Lions have played well this season, and losses have come against the controversial Atlanta ruling and against one of the better defenses in the league with the Panthers. This is a game, I feel, in which the Lions should be favored, as they've shown they can really move the ball on bad defenses. But at the same time, I can envision this Saints team coming off of a bye week and being super amped by that crowd noise in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome and taking advantage of a high-energy atmosphere, making big plays with Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Willie Snead trying to come into his own, trying to prove his worth to New Orleans, saying, I need to prove myself to the team and show that I'm committed and I can make these plays, show my worth to the roster. Hey, you know what? Maybe it feels like a bird's been lifted off of that offense with AP no longer being back there. In a shocker, I got the New Orleans Saints taking this one 26-21.
Wow. Hey, listen. Hey, Shim, listen. I tell you right now, the Superdome is one of the most exciting place to play, especially if you're the New Orleans Saints. Detroit Lions, they lost a surprising one against Carolina. Like Carolina went to their house and just I know all of us didn't see that coming. So now we got Detroit traveling. They said Stafford is banged up a little bit. He had some guys in and out. But you know what? The difference is the New Orleans Saints, they're pretty set on their running game. So now we're not going to have no Adrian Peterson issues with I want to run the ball. And now it's Kamara, it's Ingram, it's the system. You either like it or you get out. Now we have Snead coming back. Okay, he was out for suspension. So he's out now. So now he's back with the team. Now you got with Ted Ginn, you got Coleman, of course, Michael Thomas, the man. Tight end, the tight end Fleener. Drew Brees. Wow. Listen, I tell you right now, Shim, I see a party happening in New Orleans starting this week. I have the New Orleans Saints winning this game 35-31 in the shootout.
Nice. 7th game of the week, we got the New England Patriots traveling to MetLife to take on, not the Giants, but little brother New York Jets. Nobody, and I mean nobody, Tim, get out of here with the bowl. I saw this coming the whole time. I believe in my team. JTS. Nobody saw this coming. Expected this to be the game in Week 6 where it's going to be ultimately the one that decides the current AFC East leader. The Jets are vicariously living through their high-energy rookies right now in Mark Mays and Jamal Adams, the safeties, and it's showing all around the team, which is a great thing, even on the offensive side. There's no science about it. These are just young men playing really tough competitive football and not laying down in the middle of the street. I see a young team that actually wants to play for their head coach. But this is Belichick and the Patriots. Don't feed me no upset bullshit. Jets fans, enjoy your 3-2 parade because this is the week where you start floating back down to reality. The only thing the Jets fans will be able to enjoy the rest of the year is making fun of the Giants. Hey, whatever helps you sleep at night. Patriots 32, Jets 13.
I want to give a special shout out to 2MW dedicated New York Jet fans. Of course, Trisha Andrew, the boss of 2MW. We got Mr. Hunt, Sheldon, dedicated fans. I'm going to give a little shout out to you guys. Ready? Now, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Wait. I know you
like
already hear that. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you guys right now. Okay. Every time 2MW heads to the Meadowlands, something special always goes down. Something special goes down. And it just so happened that we're going to have the 3-2 New York Jets, the 3-2 New England Patriots with first place on the line. Who thought about it? Nobody. The only person who predicted this was Miss Trisha Andrews, who said 10-6. All right, so here's what I'm gonna say. We all know Tom Brady is the best quarterback in the league, yada 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 in the third. But we all learned this season that he's vulnerable. The man is getting hit, knocked around. The youth is catching up to him. Okay, the Patriots are not being dominant no more. They just barely winning, just like they barely won against Tampa Bay last week. Now, here's the thing. The New York Jets are hungry. Their defense is top notch. I'm gonna give their defense top notch and very young. Their offense, you just can't game plan because they're gonna throw every little single thing at you. Now, his history lesson. The New England Patriots visited the New York Jets a long time ago, knocked out quarterback Rick Myra out the game. Bill Parcells' backup quarterback was Tom Tupa. The first play of the game, he threw a touchdown to Keyshawn Johnson. He threw 2 to Keyshawn Johnson. He threw 4 touchdowns the whole game, I believe. Ain't that something? Something special goes on. Geno Smith was the quarterback the last time the New York Jets beat the Patriots. Geno Smith. Geno. Do I see Josh McCown? Of course I do. I had the New York Jets winning 17-14. There we go. AFC East on the line. 2MW visiting is going to be hot. It's going to be loaded. Come on, Shim. You know that. You know that, Shim. Come on. You know that, Shim.
All right, yeah, I will admit, when 2-minute warning is there, Jets games, they turn out pretty crazy. All right, I'll give you that. I'll meet you in the middle. You guys will make it interesting all the way up into the fourth quarter, like the middle of it, like, 10 minutes remaining. I'll meet you in the middle. All right. 8th game of the week, we got San Fran traveling down to Washington to face on the racist Redskins. The 49ers were on the road last week in Indianapolis, Tim, and now they have to travel to D.C. with Kyle Shanahan reuniting with his former coaching staff with an 0-5 team that looks to take out a Redskins team who's coming off a tough loss against Kansas City and has ample time to game plan and rest not only physically but mentally. It would be a sweet first victory for Shanahan to nab this season, but it's absolutely not coming this week. I got Washington taking this one 28-13.
Shim, this was a hard one. Listen, everybody, I'm a Cowboy fan, yes. I want every team in the NFC East to lose, yes. But, I got to pick what I got to pick, right? And here's the thing. When I look at these two teams, I'm looking at a guy, first of all, in Washington Redskins, who their starting running back is out, Rob Kelly. You got P running the game. Who looked lost last played the Chiefs. You got Chris Thompson, who's really a third down back specialist. Okay. You got Jordan Reed, who doesn't stay healthy. You got Terrell Pryor, that him and Cousins still are not on the same page. Then you go to the defense, the whole secondary is just done. The most healthiest corner they have. Their star cornerback, Josh Norman, is out for 3 games. That's tough. Now, when I look at the 49ers, I'm looking at a team with Shanahan. Now, he's coming there to his former team, a team that he helped coach. He knows Kirk Cousins. Remember that. He knows Kirk Cousins. He wanted Kirk Cousins. You understand? So he coached them. So what I see happening is I see something where I believe the 49ers, who don't have a win yet, will go to D.C. and throw something at the guy who he created and tell him, remember, I'm your daddy. I'm your father. My father don't coach here, but I'm your father. I have the 49ers winning this game. What happened winning? What happened winning? 21-14. Watch the tight end Higbee. Watch him.
All right. Next, we got the Tampa Bay Bucks traveling to face the Arizona Cardinals. And Tim, a couple days ago when we have Fury on at 8 p.m. on when we have it on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, I stated that I'm not sure if AP is expecting David Johnson's workload with going to Arizona, but it surely isn't happening. He might be happy with 10 to 15 carries, but realistically, we're probably looking at no more than 8 to 10 rushing attempts. This Cardinals offense is one of the most broken in the league with an almost 40-year-old running back. He's not going to be the savior to their season. As it stands, the Bucs are just a better offensive and a defensive orchestrated team. And that Cardinals team is going to be playing from behind. They're going to have to sling the ball. AP is not going to be getting the touches that most people think he is, and he's not going to be a fantasy acquisition that most people are probably thinking he is. He's not a gold mine, folks. I'm sorry. The revival of Dougie Fresh in that backfield with the Bucs, though, I think that gives the Bucs, that much needed boost that they're kind of looking for in that department. I got the Bucs taking this one, 24-16.
All right. Well, Shim, here's the thing, Shim. Jameis Winston, Do you know what you got on your team? Did you see what you got on your team, Jameis Winston, huh? Do you know you have Evans, you have the hamsters back, you have Deshaun Jackson, you got 2 great tight ends. I mean, my God, you're loaded. You just got older. But I respect experience. I really, really do respect experience. So, with that said, I have the Arizona Cardinals winning 17-14 at home. Adrian Peterson's going to hype up that team. Be the same, but trust and believe, he's something they needed.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I just don't feel like he's going to have that same effect. That's interesting. You feel that way about
Well, you know
hyping
what?
up the team.
I like if they use Andre Ellington, as far as, I mean, I know the Cardinals offensive line is not the same, but finally you get to have a running back that's better than anybody who carried. No disrespect to Chris Johnson, but Adrian Peterson at 31, I think, is still a little bit more of the other guys with 8 pieces. They got weapons, but I think Jameis Winston.
All right, cool. All right. So this 10th game of the week, we got Los Angeles Rams going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And a few years ago, we probably would have been absolutely laughing at this matchup and would have just turned our TVs off. There probably might have been even a potential blackout. But this may turn out to actually be one of the most intriguing matchups in Week 6. The Jaguars employ the best defensive back tandem, in my opinion, in Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Boye, and field one of the top pass defenses going against a Jared Goff who has really turned it around quite nicely this season. He's ranked 7th in passing yards currently. I like the promise this Jaguars team is showing this year, but they've had some games where the consistency remains a big question mark, in my opinion, in the long run, especially when you got Blake Bortles still under center. That's going to be a huge question mark still for the remainder of the season. I got the Rams taking this one, Tim, 22-20.
Ooh. Shim, listen, won a close one last week, but you know what? This Jacksonville Jaguars secondary, my God. When they start catching pickoff, they start catching picks. And, listen, I'll say it now. I don't want to say it. Yes, Jalen Ramsey is probably the best cornerback in the NFL right now. And that's scary. He has the best tandem, A.J. Bouye.
I'll agree.
You got Barry Church over there. You got experience. The defense with Telvin Smith, my God.
The best thing that Jaguars team was dropping Crippian or whatever. So many missed tackles.
Cyprian.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so it's like, wow. Here's the problem is that offense. Bortles. All you got is really Fournette is carrying that over because Bortles is not there yet, and that's the problem. But then I look at the Rams. Well, Jared Goff is still young. He's still growing. Your receiving corps is still young. He's still trying to get on the same pace with Sammy Watkins. The defense is not that good. Remember, and I keep saying it, every time you transition, when you transform a defense from a 3-4, from a 4-3 to the 3-4, that first season, you're going to go through a lot of lumps because you're having guys do things that they never really did. You're having guys like 4-3 ends now standing up. And when you're when you're not playing the 3-4, you can always go after the sack. You got to really react better and know how to cover. But everybody says Wade Phillips put him in the right position. The Rams, you can run over the Rams. And that's exactly what Jacksonville has. A running back who can run through the Rams. He will be a Ram that day. I had the Jacksonville Jaguars game 21-10.
All right. 11th game out of 14. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs. We discussed the state of the Steelers on Tuesday Night's Fury episode, and I noted that I don't believe Big Ben is totally checked out. nor am I fully committing this or counting the Steelers out of the AFC North race this season. Way too quick for me to throw in the towel on the black and yellow. But this is a team traveling to the hottest team's property at Arrowhead Stadium, one of the toughest places to play in, and squaring up against the leading rusher in the NFL with an already suspect running defense. I really don't think those are the ingredients the Steelers are looking for. Tim, I got the Chiefs taking this one handedly, 35-20.
Oh, God. Oh. Hey. It's a 35-20?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be bad.
Before I say my score, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that me and Shim, we don't rehearse. We not like any other network. We don't rehearse. We don't believe in rehearsing. No. We just say things. We don't rehearse. Now, let me have some fun with this one. Didn't I say in the offseason, Big Ben would not be the same? Anytime a player and you're being begged to come back and play, you got to understand, you know yourself. You know your limits. You know you're not the same, so you're trying to give it, but at the same time, you want to be there for your family, which is great. But he's not the same. We had issues with the locker room between the protests of kneeling and coming out and support and doing the national anthem. We having issues with your number 2 wide receiver who's going to tell the media, I will see him face to face and speak to him like a man. We having issues with the number 1 wide receiver, the highest paid receiver in the NFL, off at a play. Not the final play of the game that resulted in a loss, a play that happened in the second quarter or third quarter, a play. And you get mad at the guy who basically fed you that money. Because without him throwing you that ball, you ain't collecting on 17 mil. Then we have another guy, his excuse of not being so dynamic, oh no, Le'Veon Bell does not want to get hurt, and he wants to get paid. So when I see that, Shim, I'm like, oh, God, it's a lot of problems. Hey, listen, Juju Schuster, the rookie wide receiver, he outsnapped Martavis Bryant the last 2 weeks. What's going on here? Is there an issue going on? What's up? So now we go to Kansas City. Okay, yeah, Kansas City you have a rookie running back who's doing outstanding, making a case for the MVP. You have the top tight end right now, Kelsey, who's doing things. But you know what I love about the Chiefs? I love when they play home. When they play home, it's like you can't beat them.
Yep.
And that's what's going to happen this
straight.
You say 35 to what?
20.
I had said 35-14.
Okay.
6 points different.
All right.
The Chiefs will win this game 35-14. I'm sorry. Steelers are falling.
It's going to be a good fantasy night for me. I already feel it. I can already feel it.
Falling down. Steelers falling down.
Fair. Well, game. We got the what do we have? Los Angeles Chargers traveling to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Chargers are one of the laughing stocks this year, as they found their first win last week against an even bigger laughing stock. But the problem with me in this game is we're looking at Derek Carr most likely returning from a back injury. Tim, more specifically, those are back spasms that he was feeling. The back is a different beast when it comes to injuries. That can't be stressed enough when it comes to medical. I'm sure you know firsthand, Tony Romo, not good.
Yes.
That alone scares the daylights out of me seeing his competitive side. It looks like it's, overpowering the smartness of wanting to rest another couple of weeks and make sure this thing is solidified and good. But his competitive side is coming out, and that's going to push Carr to come back a little earlier than bodily, recommended. So I'm not sure if Carr is healthy enough to put this Raiders team on his back with how this defense has struggled in Oakland this year. This is going to be a team where Oakland fans might disappear. Chargers 23-21, taking this one in an upset.
Shim, I'm gonna read the doctor's notes right now. Ready?
Okay, cool.
Okay. Derek Carr, back issues, pain. That pain. That's it. Pain. Back is one of the most important parts of the pain. It's not gonna play for a while. 6 weeks. Tony Romo, look, it's proven. So, with that being said, Shim, EJ Manuel, okay. We always need time. We all need time. We always need time. But I like what he's surrounded by. You got Beast Mode. You have Amari Cooper. You have Crabtree. Okay, you have weapons. Seth Roberts. You have a lot of weapons. The Chargers now got Phillip Rivers. You got Tyrell Williams. You got Keenan Allen. You got Hunter Henry. You got Melvin Gordon. They got that new running back. I forgot what his name is, but my God, looking very dynamic. The Chargers just, had a good game against the Giants. I don't see why not they don't have one against the Raiders. Experience. I'm taking the Oakland Raiders winning this game 21-17.
All right. Let's get on to the second to last game of the week. We got the New York Giants traveling to the Denver Broncos. Broncos 35, Giants 10.
Wow. I mean, are you serious though, or are you just are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious. That's how bad it's gotten. Yeah, it's 35-10.
Well, I want to do a little dedication song.
What we are winning though, Tim, is the lead to the front of the NFL draft.
Okay. I want to play this for you. New York Giants fans, I just want to come out and say I'm so sorry about your season. Y'all was a playoff team last year. All the injuries piled up. McAdoo losing control. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The Denver Broncos winning this game. I'm gonna say 21-0. You know why?
It's fair.
They're gonna run that ball the whole time. The whole time. Maybe 21-0. Don't let the bleeding be so much. Listen, Shim. The Giant fans will be mad now, but when the Super Bowl is over and the NFL draft talk start heating up, y'all gonna have some fun. It's gonna be fun. Take it from somebody who went through it. Y'all gonna have fun.
Hey, Giants fans, I'm making shirts. It's gonna say "Tank on" for Saquon. It's if you need it.
I love it.
We're gonna sell it on the 2-minute warning Teespring. I'm gonna put it in Giants font. Tank on for Saquon. It's gonna be lit.
Wait, hold on. And you guys gonna know it's only in 2NWsports.com and Facebook.
That's right.
Only for Giants
straight. You guys damn straight.
I love that. Oh, I love that.
Ooh, and then I'm getting another one that says "Fire everyone" in Giants font.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You know what? I'm gonna make one too. You know what? Am I gonna say run the damn ball?
I like that.
Run the damn ball.
In Dallas font?
I like that. Yeah.
All right, cool. That's good shit. We're gonna bring it to the last game, Monday Night Football. I love some Monday Night Football. Interesting matchup, I guess you could say. The Titans look completely lost without Marcus Mariota, though, Tim. But in the same light, even if Mariota isn't ready to go for Monday night, I can't see this team not having the weapons and the manpower up front to be able to get the job done. So even if Matt Castle's terrible ass is taking the snaps, the Titans' offensive line and the running back tandem shouldn't have trouble gaining some positive yards on that Colts defense. This will allow Castle to get comfortable, in the pocket, getting him some nice throws and helping him find a rhythm, building his confidence a little bit for the night. I can't see this Colts team having much success Monday night. I just don't. I got the Titans taking one finally, getting back into the rhythm of things. 20-13.
Boy, you know what, Shim? Okay, I thought about it for 1 minute. But sad, Castle, and who's home?
That would be the
Tennessee,
Titans,
right? Yeah, why not? Take the home win, the crowd. Yeah! I got the Tennessee Titans winning 14-10. Why not? I mean, home team. I mean, they both messing up without their quarterbacks. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
That pretty much wraps it up, folks. Those are your 100% no doubt about them pick'ems for week 6. That wraps it up for me. I'm your host, Josh Shimkus, and my co-host, Timothy Spoonie Banry. We'll see you Tuesday night for some football fury, folks.